Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scary Scout here, the Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Today is Friday, December 4th, 2020 today, and the early to December 4th, 2020. The early should be on about 2021 today. Today, as it came today, we just having the reissues today about. I have some good news today. The Hunt to the Call of the Wild 9 reserves just came out at about early December, just about earlier today, at about 7 a.m. It probably about for the last 5 hours and 15 minutes. I was gonna have to say 8 species of Awaroa National Park hunting reserves, and we're gonna get to the situation here about the great trophy here, which is just doing it about Chamois, feral goats, feral pig, European rabbits, turkey stills, Sika Deer, Fallow Deer, and red deer. So, which is the only way that about the triple squads that did about 8 species, just like Leighton Lake, Hirschfelden, and now here is T. Awaroa, New Zealand National Park. I have a special announcer for you and the guys, for you and the Flinter, Ramen Tubes, DD33, and Zaggy DK, and Spencer Worlds, and Jaxie Beard. We're just happy to say the wait is over today and about for the last month ago. We're just going to get to the about in the minimal wage for the process for now. And the trailers came out today for the last 3 days, to the last 3 days ago. So we just have to discover to the 8 species of 300.303 ball action rifle there inside the 5 minimization magazines on available now on polymer, just like for the 8, just still about 12% expansion penalty. They still have 40 still 20.0 penalty, and which means 40% penetration to shoot the feral pigs, about feral pigs and female and male. Chamois look small, female and male. Feral goats, male and female. Red deer called ragdoll cow, and stags. Fallow deer and bucks, and including turkeys in here about jakes, toms, and gobbler stills from Silvery Peaks. They still have New Zealander turkeys here. They, people love turkeys from Thanksgiving from about last week ago for the dinner. Pretty good actually. So you ready to pause it real quick? Sitting down on the couch today, just relaxing today. We're just having to 4 units here to do with about 8 animals here for the 4 units. So 4 units at about the times a day of unique animals here. So they have Sika Deer, Chamois, feral goats, and feral pigs today. We're just having working this about a new problems today. So anything that time, mostly, if I basically to try to do some of those about everything about any of the special pyramid periodically, um, most of the don't they don't have most of the don't bring the wolves and dingoes and even the snow leopards, and they're not allowed there about New Zealand without the predators. So just still have only for the 8 herbivores here, or the 8 species of that, and the herbivores here, small, medium, and large. And so they don't. He says they don't bring the white-tailed deer and wallaby, kangaroos, and even without coyote and red fox anymore, ever. So I wanted for the couple of things to do with just having to do issues about for the 17-story missions of the Awaroa National Park in the New Zealand. They still don't need to about side missions anymore. So the only they take about the Silver Piece for only for the storyline missions to Silver Peaks and Awaroa National Park. Um, it's processing for the 5 months ago. If you usually do have about every series, everything problems. If a feral pigs it gets aggressive, That's all I have, female or males. Just be careful. Just make sure you have it to be careful. Just mainly be careful when you aim for about .303 bolt action rifle, about 40.0 penetration and about 12.0 interactions. If you usually do have to about shoot as many as you can. If you use about the Mosin or .303 bolt action rifle, if you use it to hunt around to see one of the taxidermites and save harvest feral goats for those about only the 4 EZs, 5 mediums. They still have Chamois here for 4 EZs and feral pigs, fallow deers, turkeys. They have 2 miners there. Jackrabbits, they have 2 miners too. But a 9 legendary, the diamond red deer, is always bigger than the 7 very hard, 8 mythical, and 9 legendary stags, and including a red cows, a red does, and there are about just 30 of them. In these, including red does in there, there's about red deer does, there are about 30 of them, and including 5 of them about for the 6 hards, most of the media and normal ones. And 7, they have the large ones at about 7 very hard, and 8 and 8 mythical and 9 legendary could call giant stags. Even I used the be respectively about shooting the creatures. I'm also did have good to do. I'm also do have the red deer here, the Hirschfelden, Park Venado, Quadricolinas, and now here at Awaroa, New Zealand. By the way, the national park could be about the four different countries there for the red deer. The two of them, there's two of those two countries that have fallow deers and have for Hirschfelden and Awaroa just bought the still. Um, so they don't bring the white-tailed deer and the New Zealanders on national park here at Awaroa. There are 17 storylines a day. It's not even the bearer things. It could be one of the decided decisions. As my dog just eating, my dog was just eating the food today. So eating the food today, he was hungry. So it's all good. So did you guys ever just spoke to the wildlife today out to about what they call camos? The camos. It looks like about wild goats, feral goats, and turkey stills from Silver Peaks, European rabbits, including Sika Deer, Fallow Deer, red deer, and feral pigs. Its decision to still have the 8 species like Leighton Lake, Hirschfelden, and Aurora, 9 species for Hunger Savannah and Silver Peaks, and 10 of them that have Quadricolinas. So 6 of them will be once or more have River Taiga, and they do have several of them about so Yukon Valley and Park Venado. Seems to know this about what's happening today. It's not about news. It is about the good news today. It's about Awaroa National Park. So even I just wanted to talk for you guys. So the PCs aren't available now on November 10th for 6 days left. It doesn't need to the delay. It doesn't mean never. It does means never delay, ever. So the Xbox console is about available now until the end of December 2020, and it starts about January 1st, 2021. I'm also the Xbox console was available now on after the New Year's on January 4th, 2021. And make sure you have to look up for the online today reservation to the Hunter Call of the Wild. That do have it about the new species, a new available now, the 9 service at all time. Instead of those, Fallow Deer replacing the white-tailed deer, and Pharaoh just replacing about the wallaby, and Red Deer still replacing about Sandbar Deer. Sandbar Deer just replaced by Sika Deer. They do have 4 species still, just like one of the tallest things ever. Sika Deer just ever met to the Red Deer or Fallow Deer. They just do have friendly. It's nothing. That's nothing. Could be one of the brain red fox or coyotes or dingoes or wolves. They don't bring the predators anymore. So only for the T Awaroa National Parks has no predators in New Zealand. So I just got the messages to watching over it about Flinters, Ramen Tubes, DD33, and Zaddy DK, Jackson Beard, the Long Gamers, and I just felt surprised to see one of the Pharaoh pitch, one of the others just like wild boars and Pharaoh hogs, and inclusion about Chamois, just like others about Bezora ibex, Alpine ibex, European mouflon sheep, and just like others that are about the different ones that are about taller as the twin as the Iberian mouflon sheep. So we don't bring Eurasian wolf anymore. If it do have it about wolf, it gets disappointed if it disobeyed. So see, but we don't bring a wolf here in New Zealand. So however, we're just having the rest of the stories of about 17 missions to do without the 20. This promo starts in the new by the Hunter Call of the Wild and PC gamers. Um, and this one's about PCs on December 10th, and the January 3rd and January 4th goes to the by 2021 for Xbox consoles on available now. It is about the early 2021 exactly, and including instead of about the December 20th. So just be sure to have about subscribers on the Hunter Call of the Wild YouTube channels on Twitters and Facebooks. So that could be it. 8 species of now and 4 units of those animals at first. Let's see if we're getting started. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe to my content. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or find cameras and tumblers, and we don't have the tumblers today for the call of the wild. I'm just saying, cock a story, the cock a talk, and like to comment the description. Subscribe to the YouTuber gamers that about live streaming today on DG33, Flinters, Ramen Tubes, Zaggy DK, and Spencer Worlds, Jackson Beard, the Long Gamers. And then be sure about the reaction there on the Awaroa National Park on story mission today. That's a call 17. See, we don't need side mission anymore from Silver Ridge Peaks besides the Awaroa Park. So right beyond the North America. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming guys. Just watching it on the Hunter Call of the Wild to the Awaroa National Park today in New Zealand. Be free to watch. Don't forget to keep it rigid. Hunt carefully. Hunt some news about trophy the animals. Cast and minds to safe harvest. Good luck.